Hello, and welcome to this training. I am so excited. You don't know how long I've been planning this training, and it's finally here. So first and foremost, thank you so much for taking the time to sign up for this free training. I try to, do my best with creating content on my YouTube channel. That's probably how you got here. But there's always that extra tip or that secret sauce that you kind of want to share, but only to people that are really serious about their future and what they want to do, people who might want to do the things that you're doing. This is telling me a lot about you, that you're looking to either become an integrator or start your online service-based business. And you probably hear me saying that a lot, and it's because in the online space, you are either a coach, mentor, or you are a service provider. And by service provider, I mean you probably have a skill that people are willing to pay for. And trust me when I say this, people will pay money for a skill that you might have. And when I started, I thought this was going to be impossible to do. I thought it was going to be really hard, and it was. There wasn't a lot of people who would be willing to help me, for free. And YouTube was barely starting out, people getting on there talking about business and everything. So it was a little rough, I'm not gonna lie. And I've been where you are. If you're starting out, you just don't know where to start, who to listen to, and what steps to take. So that's why I am creating a lot of this content to hopefully help you. And eventually, maybe one day we will get to work together. So again, welcome to this training. My goal is to teach you how to get your first client. I hope that the tips that I'm giving you help you. These are some of the things that I have tried myself and that I even do sometimes, because we always want to get fresh business. So after this training, I feel very confident that you can get your first client. Even if you're just starting out, I know it can be a little intimidating. I know it can be a little intimidating and overwhelming, but you just have to trust yourself and believe in yourself, and having people in your network and your community that are going to push you forward and believe in you. That's why it's important to have community. So I'm not going to go and tell you about my story. If you want to listen to my story, I have a YouTube video where I tell you how I started. So you can go ahead and check that out. I'll link it down below. But in today's video, I want to focus on giving you value and giving you tips and things that I've tried that work. So let's get started. The one thing that I am going to ask from you is that you not just sit here and listen to me and not do anything with this information. If you're someone who really wants to make this happen, you have to take action. You have to stay focused, and you gotta do the work. You gotta do the boring work. You gotta do those things that you just don't want to do. You probably procrastinate or push back and don't want to do it. But those are the things that are going to make you a better person and a better business owner, doing the little things. So watch this training. If you have any questions, send me a DM. I keep telling you that I am open to listening to you if you have any questions via Instagram. So send me a DM and I will respond. So I'm going to go over 3 steps. These 3 steps are going to be very detailed on how you can get your first client, even if you're just starting out. But who am I, right? Who am I to teach you this? Well, I've been in the online space for a little over 3 years now. And when I started, I was afraid to talk to people. I didn't want to tell anyone what I was doing. I was just kind of like in the background, listening to people, watching people become successful, doing the thing. They were taking action and just focusing on this one thing. And I was over here like scatterbrained, trying to do all the things and learn from everyone. And if I would have just focused on one thing and build that confidence since the beginning and talking to people online, I would have probably been ahead. So I don't want you to make the mistakes that I did when I first started. That's why I'm doing this training. All right, so first step is to find out who you want to work with. What industry do you want to work in? Not hard, just in the sense that it's going to take a little bit of time for you to do your research and you to find entrepreneurs, business owners who you would like to work with. And this can be local businesses. It doesn't necessarily have to be business owners who are working online. It could be any business owners. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and write these down. So what type of experience do you have? And by this, I mean you probably had 1 or 2 jobs already, and write down some of the things that you did on a daily basis. This is going to help you determine, maybe you already have some skills that you're good at, or the industry that you're in. If you're leaning towards working with someone in the online space, start looking at people and, finding out, okay, I like this person because of this, or I like the way they do this, or hey, I really like this service that this person offers, and start digging into that. And by that, I mean, start doing research, do an audit on their website, on their business, figure out more about them, get to know them, read their content, like really like stalking a person. You're trying to find out as much information as you can from this person, maybe this specific industry. And by industry, there's so many industries out there. If you are a car person, or if you like cooking, baking, or on the online space, you like working with coaches and mentors, maybe fitness, or it can be e-commerce. I mean, there's so many things. And again, it's just you doing your research. Who would you like to work with? Who is your ideal client? So that's step number 1, is identifying who you want to work with. Who is your ideal client? Step number 2, once you figure that out, and don't spend too much time on that either, give yourself, 2 to 3 days to figure that out, doing your research, stalking people online. You can find anyone in the online space nowadays. So number 2 is talk to people. Once you figure that out, message them, post on their, if they have a Facebook group, post on their Facebook group, see what their community is like. Really start digging into that conversation and trying to get a hold of them, and just having a genuine human to human conversation. One of the things that I've always done since the beginning, and mind you, I consider myself an introvert. So it was hard for me to put myself out there. But when I started doing it, it was like, I'm a whole different person. Like, I love creating videos like this. I don't mind, like, I love creating YouTube videos, and it's just a fear that wasn't really there. And I know a lot of people, they're like camera shy, they don't want to be on camera. But if you are serious about this, being on camera should not be scary at all, because you're going to get on calls with clients, potential clients, you're going to get on meetings. So just, feel comfortable. I don't have the nicest setup or anything. So when you start talking to people, just be curious. And by this is when you start having conversations with people, just ask them more questions. People love talking about themselves. They love talking about what they do. They love telling people, what their services are, what their offers are, and everything. And all you have to do is just keep asking questions, and they're going to tell you everything. So number 2 is talking to people, being a human, be genuine, and don't be like weird where it's like, you trying to ask them for a sale right away, or hey, do you need help building a funnel? It's like, no, do your research first, see if they even have a funnel. Do they have a newsletter? Do they do email marketing? Are they on all social media platforms? Are they creating content? All these things you should know And you will be surprised once you start digging into these businesses, whether they either have their stuff together or they don't. It'll be clear. Once you start looking at people's websites and their social media and how they put themselves out there, what their offers and services are, you will start to see a pattern. And the more you do it, the more it's going to stand out, and the more you'll see, okay, this person really needs help, or this person's got their stuff together. So once you start doing it more and more, it's just going to get easier. And you'll know right away what to look for when you start doing this consistently. You know what industry you want to work with, and I'll give you an example at the end. You know what industry you want to work with. You know the type of client you would like to work with. So after digging around and talking to people, you know, maybe you have a list of potential clients, potential prospects that you want to reach out to and invite on a call after you did your research. So the third step is getting them on a call and hopefully closing a sale. So when you get on these calls, what I used to do, and this is just me being completely honest here, I would practice, whether it's me looking in a mirror or recording just myself on video. I would practice myself asking these questions, because if you sound confident, people are going to take you serious. If you sound like you know what you're talking about, and you know, hopefully you do by this time, they will listen. Knowing the terminology and knowing what you're talking about. Hey, so and so, you know, I've been looking at your website and I noticed that you don't have a Facebook pixel. A Facebook pixel is blank blank blank, and it helps you with blank blank blank. And once you start talking about business or these little things, you know, hopefully it's a skill that you're good at, they will listen, and then they'll want to learn more. And this is where you start that conversation and asking them questions and just being curious. So let's say you are on a call with a prospect. When you're on the call with them, you're doing an audit, you're asking them all the questions. You already did some of your research, so you probably know the answer to some of these questions. But having that under your belt is going to help you close the sale, because they're like, oh my God, this person knows me. They know what I offer. They went through my entire funnel. They read probably some of my emails or blog posts. They follow me on social media. They know me. So they will see if you did your homework. So that's like getting points right there, getting those brownie points. And once you start digging into their business, asking them questions like, hey, this is where I can help you, and kind of giving them the overall picture of what it can look like, then that's when you ask for the sale. Hey, would you be opposed of me helping you figure this out, or helping you set up this funnel, helping you create this email marketing campaign, helping you create systems and processes for your business? You know, whatever it is that you are offering, just ask for it. If they say no, not right now, it's fine. If you are looking for your first client and you're just wanting to get that experience, ask them, hey, you know, do you mind if I do this for free? I am starting out and I just need that first opportunity. And being frank with them, being honest with them, will show how committed you are. So once you ask for that sale, once you feel confident and say, hey, you know, I'd be more than happy to help you with this. Is that something that you would be interested? Did you have any questions? And if they ask, how much do you charge for something like this? If it's your first, second, or third client, especially the first three, tell them, hey, you know, you can pay me $25 an hour, or $100 for the whole project, or I'm going to do it for free just to show you how much value I can bring to your business. And they would be like, heck yeah, let's do it. Because I mean, you don't have to spend any money on them, on you setting something up for them that they know that they need after talking to you. And again, this is just for your first couple clients. Don't worry, it's okay. You're getting that experience. And most importantly, you'll be building that relationship with this person. So once you go through all of that, they say yes, make sure that you have an agreement on hand. And I like to use HoneyBook. It's just my preferred all-in-one CRM that I use for client management, sending out proposals, agreements, invoices, things like that. And one thing to remember, don't ever overpromise. Don't promise that you're going to set up all these things for them. Just tell them that you are going to help them set this up and over deliver. If you're able to help them with one little project, but you are able to help them with two, that is more than enough. And you can get a testimonial from them. Again, it's just getting that experience. So don't ever promise, just over deliver every time. All your clients. Don't promise, just over deliver. You can guarantee them something after you have done this for a while and you are really, really good at what you do. But just for right now, please don't overpromise. And you always want to think about your reputation as well, because there's a lot of service providers out there who overpromise and they don't follow through and they build a bad rep for the rest of us. So please don't overpromise, just over deliver. So that is all. That is it to getting your first client. I know it's probably not what you expected, but again, you don't have to overcomplicate it. As long as you're talking to people, maybe you're focusing on this one industry, you're talking to these people, you're doing your homework, you're asking them to get on a phone call because you can offer them so much value, helping them set up something and asking for the sale. And again, the more you do it, the more practice you have, the more experience you have doing this, it's going to get easier and easier. Bonus time. I wanted to share a couple things with you. I didn't want to leave you just empty-handed. So I'm going to share with you a tracking spreadsheet that I used for tracking my prospects, people who I reach out to, how many people I'm able to get on a call, and how many I convert into clients. So this is going to help you kind of start tracking your numbers, your KPIs, and seeing where you are doing really good, where you might need assistance, or you need to focus on other areas of your business. But for right now, just tracking these simple numbers is going to help you stay accountable, and you can see how your business is doing based off of your outreach. And the second thing that I'm going to share with you is a couple questions that I ask when I get on a call with someone. And this is based off of an audit. So asking them questions, really digging into their business and asking those hard questions that a lot of people don't want to ask. And again, the more you practice, the more you do these calls, the easier it's going to be, because asking a business owner, hey, how much was your monthly revenue last month? Sometimes they don't want to share that information, but you just being able to ask them, it's a win. It's a win for you, for sure. I'm also going to include a list of over 10 ways that you can do lead generation. And lead generation is basically strategies on how to find clients. So some people do cold calling, some people do knocking on doors, and I'm talking about like real estate. There's people who do cold email. There's people who do mailing postcards. I mean, there's so many things that you can do, but just specifically in the online space, I'm going to give you a list of over 10 things that you can do to generate leads. And these are free. It's all organic. It's just going to take a little bit of time, and you don't have to do them all. Just try a couple, see which one works for you, which one you like to do, because again, everyone is different. I'm not going to tell you, you have to do this and this and this if it's not going to work for you and your personality. Some people are very introvert. They don't want to talk to people. So maybe cold email is going to work best for them, or sending DMs or Facebook messaging or LinkedIn messaging. Those things will work for someone who just does not want to get on camera. Like they just are opposed to it. So check them out. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I hope that this training was very, very helpful. If there's anything that you need clarification on, please let me know. I cannot stress that enough. Just ask. And that's another thing. If you are not sure about something, Google it, find a YouTube video on it, and ask people. It does not hurt to ask. So thank you so much again for getting on this training. I'm so excited for you and your future. And just know that anything is possible. You are capable of everything if you put your efforts into it. So thank you again. And my name is Geraldine, and I will see you in my YouTube channel. See ya.